so glad to be up here in Billings, Montana. I took the Greyhound bus up here. I didn't drive, but I was by myself on the bus with just the driver all the way up to Cody, and then we picked up a passenger who proceeded to, apparently because of my height, think I was a child, and asked me if my parents were going to be meeting me at the bus stop. And then he wanted to know my name and wanted to know why I was moving to the back of the bus rapidly. I am a 47-year-old, getting ready to be divorced. I'm a mother to a 23-year-old son who moved out at 19 years old. Absolutely no failure to launch in my house. And a lot of my friends were asking me, how did you get him to move out so quickly? Because my kid's still in the basement drinking White Claw and playing his PlayStation. Simple. I beat him when he was little. I actually didn't beat him. I was just extremely involved in his life. Wasn't like a butt plugging up his ass or anything. Speaking of butt plugs, have you seen those new ones that light up? I find them fascinating, and I think they would be perfect for people who do night jogs or night walks. I mean, think about it. Everybody would know exactly where you are. It's not a sexual thing, it's simply for safety. When he was in school, I used to volunteer in his kindergarten classes. And I was walking to his class one day, and a teacher from behind me stopped and asked me for my hall pass. And thank God elementary kids do not have boobs yet, because when I turned around, she felt absolutely horrible and proceeded to apologize. I told her, that's all right, I've been this height since I was 6th grade, and that is the truth. I have not grown since the 6th grade. I am 4'10" and 3/4 inches. So if you look at me and think that I'm cute because I'm child-sized, you don't need my number, you need a therapist, you might be a pedophile. I did Cub Scouts, did the whole den leader thing. After 3 years, some of the moms caught wind that I used to be a stripper. And then they reported me and said that I was immoral and shouldn't be near little boys. I was a stripper, not a priest. You need to get over yourself. It's okay though, because the main mean girl mom, and I also realized mean girls do not grow out of that shit. They learn to perfect it. She got caught stealing from the pack. If I was doing lap dances, at least I would have earned any money I left with. My son, I was very, very involved. I used to be that mom who would sneak in with snacks and treats all the time. And it wasn't because I wanted to be the cool mom. It's because I was trying to be a sneaky bitch and eavesdrop. That eventually backfired when they got older, because they were all sitting in front of their computer one day laughing their asses off when I brought in some snacks, and they're like, hey mom, come watch this video. Yeah, it was 2 girls and 1 cup. And at a certain point, you're like, if I back out of this video, I'm gonna lose my cred. I've gotta stick this out. Those little assholes are lucky that I've seen a donkey show in Tijuana, because that shit was way fucking worse. I got my revenge later. Do any of you guys know who Tosh.0 is?
Yeah.
A long time ago, he did a video after Gaddafi was killed, and he went around his office Gaddafiing all of his staff. But one day, my son had the same boys over, because I was the hangout house. And he bent over in front of me, and I Gaddafied him. His friends laughed so hard they cried. My son is still pissed off at me. Can't understand why. I never hid my past from him. I was always open and honest that I was a stripper. There was no shame in my game. And when he turned 18, I sat him down and explained the rules of being a stripper, or going to strip clubs. Keep the money flowing. They don't really like you. And tell him your mom used to be a stripper. After his 21st birthday, he called me the next day, still hungover and drunk, and was like, Mom, you're the smartest, wisest woman I've ever met in my life. I was like, well, thanks for catching up. What taught you? He's like, we went to the titty bar, and I told the girls that used to be a stripper. We were surrounded all night long. I left with 3 phone numbers and their real names. All I could think was, you're welcome, my son. And then later on, shortly after, it was actually a couple of weeks ago, he went to Vegas for a concert. He texts me at midnight. Mom, we just landed. What club was that you retired from? I want to go there. So I told him what club it was, and the fact that when I retired, I was 8 weeks pregnant with him. And then I stopped and paused and thought, how unhealthy is this conversation to have with my kid? Fuck it, the damage has been done. Turns out he did go to that club. He did tell them that I was on that stage pregnant with him. And once again, he left with phone numbers and names. Note to take away, lie and tell me your mommy used to be a stripper. It'll help you out. I left my husband after 20 years of marriage. I found cocaine, ecstasy, and acid. And all I could think was, this is a party I wasn't fucking invited to. So then I moved up to Casper, Wyoming, called him from Casper and was like, I found your cocaine. And he gave me an answer that literally made me laugh so hard I almost pissed myself. It's not mine, I was holding it for somebody. I was like, what are you, fucking 16 and I'm your mom? So I learned recently that divorce is not death. It's more like a rebirth, a chance to discover yourself, to learn new things, like what multiple orgasms are. And the fact that you can have more than one kind. I was so fucking grateful, I didn't know whether or not to be pissed off or happy. So, note to take from that, if your woman is bitchy and cranky, make her come a little bit more. Do your fucking research. She'll be a lot fucking happier. God knows I am. I still call his ass today to say thank you. I said thank you at least 1,000 times that night alone. And for the next week, anytime somebody would even open the door for me, I was like, thank you, I appreciate you so much, you're so amazing. I was on cloud. Even my dad noticed the fucking difference in me. He's, why are you so happy all of a sudden? And then before I had a chance to say anything, he goes, no, never mind, I don't want to know. Well, that's all I have. My name is Dusty Rose, and thank you so much for your time.